What is up, guys? In today's video we got a brand new update in Fortnite that added the Grapple Glove item. This is a reskin of the Spiderman Webslinger from Chapter 3 Season 1 that a lot of people loved, so it's exciting to see this return to the game. If you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and if you would like to use me for support a creator, my code is EvolveJake. Just my channel name, and it is underneath the webcam at all times, so if you guys use that in the Fortnite item shop, I would appreciate it. So if you guys didn't play in Chapter 3 Season 1, which I'm sure there's a lot of you that didn't, because I know I have a lot of viewers that came in when Zero Build was added last season. The Spiderman Webslinger was an item that functioned exactly as you would expect. It was a glove that you could pick up on the map, and then you would be able to swing around the map like Spider-Man. And this new Grapple Glove item functions exactly the same way. A lot of people have wanted to see the Spidey gloves return ever since they were removed, and this was a way to add them to the game without having them be themed around any sort of like other franchise. This is just the Fortnite version of the Spidey gloves. And it functions exactly like that. You can just swing from tree to tree or building to building, rock, whatever you can attach to, you can swing off of it, and it is really intuitive and really easy to do. If you shoot somebody who's swinging, their web will break and they are susceptible to taking fall damage if they were high enough. And then same goes if you just shoot their web or rope. If you shoot whatever it's connected to while they're swinging, it will break, and then they are susceptible to taking fall damage if they were high enough. Also, if you break somebody's web, typically there was a pretty long cooldown associated with that. And just in general, after you're done swinging, there is a cooldown after you land. In the past, I would think it was like 10 seconds, but it might be different for this one. But yeah, so when you land, you will not have access to your mobility item for a little bit of time if the Spidey Webslinger is the only mobility item that you're carrying. And with the new addition of the Grapple Glove, one change they did make is when you do initially land, there is a small period of time when you can reattach. And if you slide immediately after landing, that window of time where you can potentially reattach is longer than what it would be otherwise. But still, basically, if you mess up and land, you might grief yourself and you might not have access to your glove for like 10 seconds or so, and that could be a problem if you are running from somebody, so just keep that in mind when you're swinging around. One way that these were heavily nerfed compared to the Spidey Webslingers is that the Grapple Gloves only have 30 uses, whereas the Spidey Gloves had 80 in pubs. Both of them are 10 for competitive, but yeah, the Grapple Glove has less than half the amount of uses as the Spidey Webslinger, so I don't think it'll be as impactful on the game. It won't be as just like game warping as it was in Chapter 3 Season 1. In Chapter 3 Season 1, pretty much the entire game revolved around Spidey Webslingers. There's set spots where you can get these gloves. They don't spawn in the normal loot pool, and we'll get to that in a moment. But with the Spidey Gloves, pretty much everybody was just landing on them off the rip, and if you weren't someone who landed on them, you probably weren't going to have access to it, and it really sucked, because I like landing at a POI and fighting people, and then like rotating to get the gloves, and like the longer we went into that season, the less likely that was to like work out for me, because more and more people just were landing on them and taking them right off the rip. I don't know if that's going to happen as much with these Grapple Gloves, but it might. And one thing that you could do, because we're in Chapter 3 Season 3, is plant your reality sapling at one of the spawns for the Grapple Glove or nearby. That way you could land and grab the glove and then Spidey to your plant, or whatever, Grapple Glove to your plant. I'm going to call it Spidey. If you could Spidey to your plant and then get loot, and then you'll have the gloves plus like 3 gold items potentially if you have a gold plant, plus your shield, plus the shield from getting the Grapple Glove. It'll probably be a pretty insane playstyle. I think setting your plant up somewhere near the spawns of these Grapple Gloves will be like somewhat beneficial to you. And I'm going to put a map on screen now of where all the Grapple Gloves spawn. So you can't get these in the normal loot pool, like I said. You just have to go to these areas, and they're like specially marked. It's really easy to see them. They have like a little hut, and there's toolboxes in there that you can open, and then you'll be able to get the Grapple Gloves from that. And it's one of the ways they kind of limit the item, because it's not spawning all the time everywhere for everybody. You have to go to this set spot to be able to get it. But just be warned, other people are probably going to be doing this as well, and you might get some really awkward fights off the rip if you are someone who's landing directly on like the gloves itself. And I feel like that playstyle might not be as good for the Grapple Gloves just because of the limited amount of uses. If you land on the glove and then you want to grapple to an area where you can get some loot, you might use like 5 grapples to do so. And then you only have like 25 left from there. It definitely seems like you're not going to be able to play off of these gloves as much as you could with the Spidey Webslingers, because the Spidey Webslingers had 80 uses. Pretty much, in Chapter 3 Season 1, I would land somewhere, loot it, go to get a Spidey Glove, and then from that point on, I was just Spideying around the entire map looking for people to fight. And that is how the entire game played out. But I don't know if that's going to be the same way with the Grapple Glove, but I am really interested to see how these play out in zero build. I think it could be really good for the game because you can get up mountains with it. You can get across open areas faster with it. Just any sort of terrain that's really annoying to cross or like really difficult to cross because of zero build, you should in theory be able to like grapple your way up that area or around that area. So movement shouldn't be as limited in zero build now. And we kind of had that last season with the jetpacks, but the jetpacks were really annoying to play against. And with the Grapple Gloves, you can't shoot and fight at the same time, or you can't grapple and fight at the same time. If you want to like stop grappling and use your gun, you're not going to be able to grapple anymore. So I think it'll be way less annoying than the jetpack, but also fix one of the problems that zero build has with just how difficult the terrain can be to traverse without building, because this map wasn't made with building in mind. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful or informative. Just wanted to go over this item and explain it because I know I have a lot of viewers that came in with zero build, like I said earlier in the video. If you did find this helpful, informative, give it a like, subscribe, use my code in the item shop. Also, I will be streaming on Twitch shortly after this video goes live. So if you want to watch me on Twitch, it is linked down in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.